Learn how to pass values into an arrow function that runs immediately. This example runs an arrow function instantly, passes John Doe into it, and displays a greeting. In this example, we are going to see how arrow functions can take inputs, just like normal function, and still run immediately when used as an IIFE. So we are going to, let's make an outline for what we are about to do. So we need to create an arrow function with parameter of name. That's the parameter that we want to pass in. Then we need to wrap it in parentheses, which is what will make it self-involved. Then we need to add value. So I can call it John Doe. We pass value. Then call the function to run immediately. And finally, display the results. So with this outline, we should be able to go ahead without any obstruction and construct an IIFE using arrow function with parameter. So let's start with the first outline. Create an arrow function with parameter. We already know that when we want to create an IIFE, we need an opening and closing bracket. So I'll first make this first. Now, what we want to use inside it is an arrow function. Then I'll add another one. And inside it, I want to accept a parameter, and the parameter value is name. So I'll put in name. So since this is an arrow function, then I'll add an arrow, and then opening and closing curly braces. So now that I have this, the third outline says add John Doe to pass value. This will be done at the end. Then call the function to run immediately. This also will be done at the end, and then display the result. So inside, what do I want to do inside as it is? Well, I just want to add a simple variable of text that holds greetings that I will concatenate with my parameters at the end. So I want to add hello to the parameters that I'm passing. And what is the next thing? I want a way to display it on the screen. So I can use the ID of this element that I have in my HTML in order to display the result, and I can just use the inner.html property in order to ask to change, to update or change it. So now that I have this, now number one, I want to invoke the function, and this I want to call the function to run immediately. But then to call the function to run immediately, I also want to pass a value into my parameter. So I want to pass a value for this parameter. So how do I do it? Well, I will add another curly brace, opening and closing brackets. You can see that immediately I did that, it's already displayed the string part, hello, but this is undefined because I'm yet to pass a value. Now I can go ahead and pass a string value, John Doe, and immediately you can see the changes of my screen. So this is how arrow function can be used for IIFE with parameter. So we divide the arrow function with a name. We wrapped to form an expression inside the opening and closing bracket. Then we pass in a value for the parameter. The function runs immediately, and the output is displayed. So things to note in this example is that arrow function supports parameters even with IIFE. And IIFE, as you know, executes immediately or instantly. Then at the end of an IIFE function is where you pass argument and works as normal IIFE. So in this example, we create an arrow function that takes a name. Instead of calling it later, we pass John Doe immediately at the end. So it will run instantly with that value. So the value is passed here. in the last opening and closing bracket. That is what triggered the execution. Now, what we just did here combines modern arrow functions with immediate execution and control input. And again, you can see here that the arrow functions IIFE, it gives us a clean, fast way to run code instantly while still passing in data. Key takeaways from this lesson. Number one, arrow IIFE immediately invoked function expression can take inputs. Two, values are passed during execution. Number three, the syntax are clean and short. And lastly, you can easily use this for quick one-time logic.